Serenity Springs, quaint, peaceful, a vale hiding secrets. Detective Simon Hayes, a man haunted by his past, patrolled the quiet streets. His eyes, windows to a tormented soul, held the weight of unspoken tragedies. He was a man on the edge, clinging to the remnants of his sanity. A new case landed on his desk. Sarah Evans, a local waitress, vanished. No trace, no reason. This wasn't the first disappearance in Serenity Springs. A chilling pattern emerged, each victim vanishing without a trace, leaving only a void of unanswered questions. The townsfolk, a tight-knit community bound by shared history and unspoken fears, whispered about a curse. Simon, a man of logic, scoffed at their superstitions. Yet, a shiver ran down his spine. Something felt amiss. This case was different. It hit too close to home. As Simon delved deeper, he unearthed a web of lies and deceit. The townsfolk, seemingly innocent, were masters of deception. Their smiles hid secrets. Their eyes held unspoken truths. They knew more than they let on. Days bled into nights. The investigation stalled. Simon, frustrated, felt the case slipping through his fingers. The pressure mounted, threatening to crush him under its weight. He was a man possessed, driven by an insatiable need to find the truth. One evening, a cryptic note arrived on his doorstep. "The answers lie in the past," it read. The note, written in familiar handwriting, sent shivers down his spine. It was a message from his past, a past he had tried so hard to bury. The investigation took a turn when a local librarian, Mrs. Henderson, pointed him towards an old, forgotten file. The file, covered in dust and cobwebs, contained records of similar disappearances dating back decades. It was a pattern, a cycle of abductions and vanished memories. As Simon pieced together the puzzle, he felt a growing sense of unease. The clues pointed towards a horrifying truth, a truth that hit too close to home. He was no longer just a detective on a case, he was a man teetering on the precipice of a terrifying revelation. The investigation intensified. The lines between Simon's past and present blurred. He found himself drawn to the disappearances, a strange sense of familiarity washing over him. He had nightmares, vivid and terrifying, of a dark figure and a piercing scream. His only solace was Emily, a local bar owner and his confidant. She listened patiently as he poured his heart out, offering a comforting presence in his increasingly chaotic world. She was his rock, his anchor in the storm. But even Emily, he realized, held secrets behind her sympathetic eyes. One night, while going through old case files, Simon stumbled upon a photograph. It was a picture of his father, a man he barely remembered, standing with a group of people. The people in the photograph were the missing persons from the old case files, their faces etched with the same fear that haunted Simon's dreams. He confronted Emily, his voice shaking, his mind reeling. "What's going on, Emily? Why does my father know these people?" Her face, usually warm and inviting, turned cold. "Some secrets," she said, her voice devoid of emotion, "are best left buried." The truth hit Simon like a freight train, derailing his life, shattering his world into a million pieces. The people he trusted, the people he confided in, were part of a sinister plot, a conspiracy that spanned generations. And he, the detective, the seeker of truth, was the key to it all. Emily, his confidant, the woman he thought he could trust, had been manipulating him from the start. She was the puppet master, pulling the strings, orchestrating his every move. The disappearances, the cryptic clues, his nightmares, all part of a twisted game designed to lead him down a rabbit hole of madness. The faces in the photograph, the victims of the past, they weren't strangers, they were his family, his bloodline, erased from history, their memories stolen. They were victims of a legacy of silence and deceit, a legacy that now threatened to consume him. The reflection staring back at him from the mirror was a stranger, a man stripped bare, his identity shattered. He was a detective without a case, a man without a past, a puppet dancing to the tune of a sinister melody, and the most terrifying part? He had no idea what role he was destined to play in this twisted play.